Alright, now I'm going to go over Lyman molds. And there's a little bit more involved with Lymans than with the Lee molds. First of all, if you notice on this label here, where it says handles, large size. Lymans come in different size mold blocks. I have a single cavity smaller one, and we'll get this one out of the package here. Again, Lymans come with a guide and instructions and safety precautions. And when you buy Lyman molds, all you get is the block. And you have to buy a set of handles separately. And there's 3 different sizes, like they said. There's large, small, and then actually for the 4 cavity molds, a different style handle that comes around. So depending on but the one set of molds, like if you get one set of mold handles in all 3 sizes, it'll handle the different things. Now if you notice, this is a single cavity mold. The blocks are smaller. This is a single cavity mold for a round ball. And this is a single cavity rifle bullet mold. But these blocks are small and will require a small handle. And this mold I got here, even though it's a single cavity, because basically it's the size of most of your double cavity, like 38s and that, is a large size, needs large handles. And if you look at these handles, I don't know if you can see it or not, you can see that where the hole is, and kind of like when both handles are closed, this is like a narrower gap and this is wider. These are small handles, these are large handles. These handles will fit on this block, these handles will fit on this block. Okay? And if you try to put the small block on here, it won't work. And also, I don't really believe it'd be good for the large because it won't line, the holes won't line up. Now, with Lyman molds, you're going to need screwdrivers. You're going to need tools. Because there's 2 screws that come out of the block that go through these holes and you screw back in, which hold the mold on the handles. The older molds also have a screw here, which this screw holds in the screw and the washer for the sprue plate. If you have to adjust it or whatever, over time, if the sprue plate gets too tight or whatever, you can make an adjustment. That's an older bullet mold. That bullet mold is about 25 years. I bought that 25 years ago, brand newer. So this one I just bought last week, and if you notice, they don't use a screw anymore. You also should have an Allen wrench set. You're going to need an Allen wrench if you have to adjust this. But right now, we'll cast some bullets and see. You usually don't need adjustment other than wear, or over time the heat will make this loosen up and you might have to make an adjustment. So, but have the tools on hand while you're casting, because everything always acts up while you're casting. So what I'll do is I'll put these on a handle. I won't degrease them because we've seen in the other video, I use mineral spirits. So so you take these screws out and make sure you have the right size screw. One that'll fit in that counter bore. Because these screws, as you see, are into the counter bore. So you need a screw that's, narrower than the counter bore to get down in there, but you have big enough to engage the screw. So proper size screw is important because you don't want to damage anything. And you remove the one screw. And you remove the other. Make sure you have it the right way. This sprue plate swings this way. That's where you're going to hit it. So you want to put them on the handles like that. So basically you get the handles in there, close that, flip them around, and then get your screws, and be careful because they're threaded the whole length. You don't want to strip them out. And then you get the screw through the hole, and it goes into the threaded part on the opposite side of the block. And just gently tighten it. If they loosen up, keep the screwdriver handy while you're casting. If you feel the block getting loose or the screw backing out, just screw it in. Be careful when they're hot. You don't burn your fingers. Because you are doing a lot of movement and banging, and these things will loosen up. So always check them too before you start. It's always a good idea to give them a little check and check your mold over before you start. And there you go. Make sure you put them on the right way. They will go on the other way, and there you are. Handles installed. The good thing about it is once you buy one set of handles in the different sizes, all the RCBS molds will fit on here. I believe Seiko has maybe a little bit different, but I think they fit on here. And I had a set of handles, one that had two sets of holes in here. And it was kind of a universal handle. I don't know if it was made by Lyman or not, but it would take either or. And the holes were in a different location and angled. So you might be able to get a set of those. If you see them with two holes in it, that means it'll take either or, I believe. If I find the other handles, I'll go over that. But basically that's getting your Lyman molds ready, and I think you've seen it in the other videos. What I'm going to do is degrease this with mineral spirits, wipe all the packing grease off, and then I'm going to smoke the mold with a match. And there's several other people with bullet molds that show how to do this. I'm not going to go into it and repeat all this. If you've seen the other bullet mold videos, you know how to prep this to get it ready to cast bullets. But that's how you use a bit more your Lyman style mold. That's how you get them set up.